I'll tell you what, we've covered a lot of nonsense on this channel. I don't think I've ever seen something that speaks more to the emasculated loser population that we have on this planet than this right here. Outside of possibly what happened with Damar Hamlin, this might be the most pathetic yet. And I got to tell you, the way the media is reporting this story, and I've waited a couple days because it's just so pathetic. People can't see through this. But I thought the way the media was reporting this story that Carson Briere pushed a woman in a wheelchair down a flight of stairs. I literally thought that's what happened. Instead, it's him and a couple of his drunk friends at a bar in Erie that pushed a wheelchair down the stairs and it broke. And we're going to watch the video in a minute. We're going to watch the video that's traumatized the world. I mean, it's so pathetic. And then right afterwards, there's 2 GoFundMe accounts launched. Wonder where that money's going to go. Fleecing the sheep, stealing candy from babies. So, coincidentally, Carson Briere, his father's Daniel Briere, who played a long time in the NHL, and one day after Daniel Briere was announced the interim general manager of the Philadelphia Flyers, the very next day, March 11th, this incident happens with his son. And of course, this is just further proof of the problem in hockey, right? The culture in hockey is just so terrible because obviously this doesn't happen in any other sport, right? And I just love to see all the, like Mercyhurst University, where Carson Briere plays, they released a statement, and I guarantee you the pronoun police on Twitter will come out and do what they always do. What a horrible statement! Do better, them typical nonsense. So let's just go through this piece by piece. It's by the numbers, perfect ritual. So let me make sure my face isn't in the way. Right here, Daniel Briere, right, his father, was named special assistant to the Flyers general manager partway through the 2021-22 season. On October 10th, March 10th, 2023, the Flyers named Briere the interim general manager after they fired their old general manager by the numbers. I forget the guy's name. But notice this right here. On March 11th, 2023, while a junior at Mercyhurst University, Carson was recorded on a security camera at a club damaging another person's occupied wheelchair by pushing it down a flight of stairs. I literally had to go to Wikipedia to find out that the chair was empty. The way the media is reporting this, it's like he shoved a handicapped woman down a flight of stairs. Oh, my God. But anyway, Daniel Briere, what's his birthday? October 6th, huh? 10/6. Does that make you think of anything? Does that remind you of anything? 10/6. So notice from this incident to Briere's upcoming birthday is exactly 209 days, right? Just like interim general manager when you run the alphabetic order, right? One day after he becomes the interim general manager of the Philadelphia Flyers, his son goes viral for pushing a wheelchair down a flight of stairs, and it traumatized America. And if you don't know what this is, it's the language of gematria, ancient occult knowledge, the alphabetic order. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, up to Z is 26. When you write out interim general manager, 209. A lot like 29. So, the owner of the chair, who identified herself on social media as Sydney. Oh, that's interesting. Sydney's 92, like wheelchair. We're talking about hockey. Do you think of a Sydney and 92 at all? Think about a Sydney and 92? It says, Sydney bashed Briere in a series of tweets Wednesday and said she will donate most of the $8,000 raised to a GoFundMe account for a new wheelchair after hers was damaged. Is this woman really handicapped? I'd like to know. Is this a real person? Or is this a Fed? Might be one of those thispersondoesnotexist.com. A Fed running that account, fleecing another $8,000 from the populace. But anyway, Sidney Patrick Crosby, his name's 92, like Pittsburgh Penguins is 92, like how they won the Cup in 92. They won the Cup again in the 92nd season of the NHL, like how they lost in the 2018 Stanley Cup playoffs to the Washington Capitals. They lost 4-2 to fall to 9-2 versus the Capitals all-time in playoff series, like how the winning goal was scored by number 92 of Evgeny Kuznetsov 92 days before Sidney Crosby's upcoming birthday. Anyway, so without further ado, let's watch the clip. And here's the accounts, right? She's now, or for all we know, this could very well be a dude in the wheelchair. We don't know who this legless wonder is, whose Twitter account it is. But raising $430 and raised over 8,000 pounds. Again, wonder where that money's going to go. So here's the clip that traumatized America. Hold your breath, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to see blood and guts everywhere. Oh my God. Absolutely traumatizing. How could you possibly be so inconsiderate? And there's Ian Kennedy. He might be the most emasculated loser in the world of Twitter. And that's saying a lot because there's a lot of faggots and losers out there. This is very hard to watch. Oh my God. Look at how masculine he is. You know, there are millions of hockey players who do great deeds all across the world. Donations to different charities, helping out, disabled kids, children, homeless people. Those events outnumber negative events probably 1,000 or 1,000,000 to 1. But the one time there's something negative, you'll see some sorry-ass faggot like this be all over it. And notice it's just all he says. He's happy about the San Jose Sharks game tonight, though. Keep an eye on the Sharks. You know what's interesting about this game? The Sharks and the Islanders are both going for their 52nd points against each other all time. And the word pride is 52. Pride night is 52. Remember the last Pride game there was the Dallas Stars and the Seattle Kraken, where Dallas beat Seattle 5-2. It's always 52 on Pride night. That was the score of the night Ian Provorov refused to wear the Pride jersey. Again, Ian Kennedy loves to grill the woke wiener. And again, I mean, just look at this guy. No doubt, butt pirate. Because after all, the only thing that matters is the LGBT. I mean, just look at what the Sharks wrote. Just read this. During tonight's game, in lieu of our normal game content, we will be using this platform to offer information and facts about LGBT, whatever the fucking letters they're adding to it, topics. Our hope is that this content will serve as a reminder that there are issues more important than goals, highlights, and wins. Yes, the only issue is the LGBT. The only people who matter are their feelings. LGBT people, they shouldn't even have to drive the speed limit. They shouldn't have to obey traffic laws. They shouldn't have to obey what bathroom to go into. They shouldn't have to pay for dinner. They shouldn't have to pay mortgages or rent or car payments. They shouldn't have credit card debt. No rules or laws should apply to anybody in the LGBT because they are a protected species. And yet they act like they're the victim. Who's the only group of people you can't make fun of? Who do you think's got the power in this world? Hockey is not for everyone until everyone is comfortable playing, working, or being a fan of this incredible game. If you don't feel comfortable being a fan or playing this game, that's because you're a fucking retard and a loser. The only people, I mean, seriously, what is the most exclusive group on this planet? The most exclusive group by far, the least inclusive, is the LGBT. What do they say? LGBTQIA. They just keep adding letters to it. Why I call it the alphabet soup. The only group that is not inclusive is this group right here. I mean, if you go to a gay pride parade, how many straight people do you see? Anytime you go to a gay pride parade, all you see is homosexuals everywhere. They're not inclusive to anyone. In fact, if you're a heterosexual person or anybody with traditional conservative values and you go to a college campus or you go to an LGBT pride night, you're getting the middle fingers thrown up in your face. You're getting spit on, cursed at, MF'd. Who's the people really spreading hate? It's this woke mob. They're the ones spreading the hate, and yet they act like they're victims of this mythical misogyny, which is number one on the woke commandments. Thou shalt not commit mythical misogyny, mythical homophobia, mythical racism. Again, you don't feel comfortable being a fan of a team, then you know what? You probably don't feel comfortable doing anything in life. Emasculated. It's funny. This is probably the most likes the San Jose Sharks have got on a tweet this season. This cannot be real. Oh, this must be a guy who actually has a brain cell in his mind. But we'll see. Do the Islanders beat the Sharks tonight and keep San Jose on 52 all-time or 52 points for the season? We will see. I just got to see for a second. What's the Islanders' record? What is the Islanders' record? Remember, on Patreon on April 15th, that's when we're going to do our Stanley Cup Finals live stream. We'll do the playoff. We'll do each playoff series, and we'll talk about what we talked about for the Stanley Cup. Islanders got 78 points, 71st game. They're the road team tonight. Not too much jumps out about that off the top of my head. Still, though, the Sharks, on the other hand, notice how San Jose, they've been just, oh, man. When you've lost 50 of 69 games, that's why they feel the need to, of course, every night's Pride Night in San Jose, right? That's one of the most, that's like right there with San Francisco is like the woke capital of the world. But, yeah, do they come off those 52 points? We'll see. We'll see if they do. Look at their home record, too. Talk about shitting on a home crowd. They've won six games all season. My goodness gracious. As for the Ian Kennedys of the world, don't forget, would you be just as upset if they had a Christianity night in San Jose where they were handing out Bibles to each fan in attendance and the players were wearing warm-up jerseys that said Christian conservative across the front? What would your reaction be if there was a player of Islamic faith who refused to wear a Christian conservative warm-up jersey? Would you be just as outraged? Would the LGBT mob be just as outraged? I bet they would. Lock him up. I guess they're talking about Donald Trump and the orange Oompa Loompa by the numbers. But, yeah, we'll leave it there. There's not anything else to talk about. Till next time, guys.